Welcome back to Grizzlies and brought to you by the Evans Law Group. My name is Neil Rule here with Coach Kampe after 109-91 loss to Michigan State. And Coach, it's a very entertaining basketball game. The final scoreline doesn't really do it justice.
Well, people are going to look at the final score, and the gamblers are going to say they covered in the over, and everybody's going to say, "Oh, an easy win for Michigan State." But anybody who watched the game, I think, knows this was one heck of a college basketball game. Man, there were 35 or 6 threes made in the game. There was some great defense by both teams played. How do you say that when it's 109-91? But there was. It was just a really good college basketball game, and a typical Michigan State Oakland game, a typical outcome too.
Rashad Williams, Jalen Moore combined 62 points or something along those lines. I mean, they were very, very good. Jalen had some foul problems in the first half, but you love to see the way he bounced back in the second half. He took over the basketball game for a stretch.
He made unbelievable strides in the second half, and I think, and sounds goofy, but I think the beatdown of who we've been playing and where we've been, and some of his stubbornness that this is how I've always played, and I think he's opened up and said, "Coach me." And man, we had a pretty intense conversation late in the first half and at halftime, and I want to go hug him. I mean, he is growing and learning. You got to understand that he just blows by everybody he ever played against, and all of a sudden he's playing Michigan State, Oklahoma State, Xavier, Brad. I mean, we're playing these big, strong people, and getting to the rim is different than it is in a pickup game or at the junior college level or even in our league. It's going to be different in our league, but he wants to be great at the highest level, not just, at the levels we just talked about. So he has to learn. He took some really bad shots in the first half. He had 3 straight turnovers because he's tried to force some things that normally come so easy. The second half, did he get to the spots that we talked about? Did he get comfortable? And then he saw the ball go in. And he saw the ball go in because the shots he were taking were the shots that he should be taking, not a forced. And once the ball started going in, man, he had a shot go in and out. It could have changed this whole game.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It could have changed the whole game if that thing had gone in, because they'd have called timeout. We'd have been up 4, I think, in the second half, but it wasn't meant to be. I just told the newspaper this. If those 2 kids love each other, care about each other, grow together as players, by the middle of the season next year, we're going to have the best backcourt in mid-major basketball, and maybe some comments even higher with those 2 kids. Those 2 kids are unbelievably talented. We've got a good mix of young guys around them that are learning to grow and play, and like I told you on the postgame, Neil, our future is extremely bright, but we got to survive COVID. We've got to survive the college basketball world. We've got to survive
the schedule,
and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of pitfalls out there for us that, we've got to just grow together as a family and grow together as kids that love each other and want to be at Oakland and want to win at Oakland and want to play for Oakland. And if we can do that, I haven't been this excited about a future in a few years.
Camp, UIC, next weekend, we're going to do this quote-unquote for real. Where's this team at right now?
I like it. I like where we're at. Forget the record. Forget that. I like where we're at. The first 3 league games for a team like us with so many new guys and so much youth, those first 3 weekends are going to tell really a tale on where we're going to be in the league. And all you're playing for right now is seed. You're not playing for anything more than seed. So it's not, it's nothing to get all worried about or anything. We just want to grow and get better and play, because my guess is there'll be half the teams or a quarter of the teams aren't playing 20 games. Right now we're the only team in the country that's played 7 games. We have teams in our league that have played 1. And that could happen in league play too. So we can't get caught up in your record. We have to be caught up in, let's get better every time we play. Because when we get to the tournament this year, in this abbreviated, goofed up season, the only thing that we're playing for is the NCAA tournament and to get to it. You got to get to 13 games first so you qualify. Then you got to get yourself seated in the tournament, and then you got to win those 3-4 games in March. And that's what our growth is as a team. That's what we're selling the kids. I don't know if they're buying it. We'll find out.
Thanks for the time, Coach.
All right.